Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Happy Friday Eve. I hope everybody's ready for the weekend. I can't wait till we have back to back holidays again. That's like my favorite time of year. So, everybody, roll something up, pour something, chew something, and do whatever else makes you feel comfortable. Come on in, enjoy yourself. I'll have our co hosts introduce themselves, and then we will get started.
What up, y'all? This is a famous homie. I just noticed I don't ever say what I do. So, screenwriter, you know, entertainer, artist, filmmaker. You know, I have a regular job as well, and a father, full-time father. So, that's my life, and a full-time student, might I add. But nevertheless, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and go on this ride with us. Thank you.
Damn, I feel like I'm not hustling enough. You got all these job titles. Like that, my brother. I like that. And this is Jojo Albanero, your IT project manager by day, cigar enthusiast by night. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Be kind to each other, even in your opinions. Please engage with the kindness in your opinions, please. And let's go.
Y'all know why he's saying that, right? Because somebody done already entered the food.
That's
Reason.
right. That's
They
right.
went in on us for no reason. The girls, like, what? We was defending the men. Like, okay, sir, or not, whatever. Uh, so for tonight, I told you guys I was going to tell you about the trip. So of course, Usher got rescheduled. So I paid all that money to finally see him open up, and he was opening up in Atlanta. And out of all the times I've been to see him, with my brother, I never chose to go to Atlanta. So this time I wanted to go, but I still want to see him in LA. So I wanted tickets for my brother for LA, and then I paid to go to Atlanta and celebrate my birthday. Um, Everything went well until everything didn't. Two parents ended up in the hospital. One person that was coming from the Olympics from London, she broke her foot in three places. Um, what else happened while we was there? Oh, a tropical storm on two of the nights. What else happened? But y'all ain't gonna believe it. I had a ball. I did. I ate cookies, which I don't normally eat. So I was off my diet while I was out there. I ate so much good food that, baby, I took Ziploc bags because I brought my food home. I can't eat that much, so I brought it home because waste food. Who does that in this economy? Y'all so crazy. Yeah, I didn't do that. And I came back swollen like a gut because I drank like a fish. I did. I had a good time being
Like,
out.
hey,
Man, listen, so much so that I lost my damn work phone.
damn.
Right. Y'all
Okay.
know I don't play about my work phone. I lost it. And the organization that I work for, let me just tell you, please don't open that phone. You
Please.
open that phone, you're going to jail. So a whole police report had to be filed.
Damn.
I'm connected to federal.
Ooh,
So, right. So you little thieves.
damn.
Let's get the show started on that note. I just feel like it's fair to let the person know because she just gave me my phone back. But okay. Um, Interesting. So the topics for tonight is Dr. Umar's same interview, but he spoke about love contracts. I think those are very true. And then for the hot topic, we have two things. One is to remind you why not to vote for Trump, what could happen, right? In case you forgot what happened upon his exit when he had everybody climb up the Capitol, going to the Capitol and do all of those things. I mean, as if that's not enough. If these people act like this now, how much worse is it going to be if he is reelected? In case people forgot. Let's watch this lady say she is very neighborly. Let's see.
You're a black person in a white neighborhood, and you're acting like one.
This is the interaction the Jones family never expected to happen in their quiet Discovery Bay neighborhood.
You guys are acting like black people, and you shouldn't. You should act like black people.
Caught on surveillance and cell phone video, neighbor Adana Dean.
You're a black person in a white neighborhood, and you're acting like one. Why don't you act like a white person in a white neighborhood?
who is seen holding her poodle in one hand and a stun gun in the other, upset over the Joneses' 2-year-old pit bull, Dice. Donna then goes on to claim,
I was raised in Oklahoma City, where there were tons of black people.
But we're acting like what?
You're acting like people that aren't normal.
Normal to her is people that will lay down and submit to, unfortunately, her white privilege.
while uncomfortable, the Joneses are not afraid. They say keeping calm was paramount.
She had a stun gun. I want my son to grow up and be proud of who he is. And I hope that people all over the country learn from this and that they see that, like, this can't be tolerated.
Zaire and the family also now have a new slogan.
We're gonna act black in our white neighborhood.
So, how does that make you feel?
Crazy old lady. Over a dog? I'm not sure what
Really over the dog?
Was it really over the dog?
This is
Or
not
the
over.
dog is smoke screen for something else.
I think so. I think it's
No,
just a
I
reason to say
realize
everything.
owning a home, some people are just old and they just stuck in their time and they just need to die. To go away. Some people just need to just go away. Okay, so new neighbor, she has a dog, neighbor with a bigger dog. She's afraid of what she doesn't know, what she doesn't understand. Wasn't able to catch. I probably need more context there, but uh, luckily that has never happened to me. I can only imagine what it feels like. Yeah, that's not right. I wouldn't consider that harassment, but it's definitely annoying, very annoying. You know, you work hard, you buy a home, you think you're giving your kids a better life. To be dealing with something like that, it's just not right.
Okay.
This situation is definitely more than just about a dog. This is it's white supremacy and the mentality of white supremacy. So white supremacists who happen to run this country, a lot of the people who are following them, like her, they try to apply these things. It's a song by J. Cole called Neighbors. And a lot of people don't know it's a real story. If you're analyzing lyrics, when you're listening to music, you know, he's telling a story. So he's telling a story about getting rich and moving to the north side and moving into a white neighborhood, a nice neighborhood, and everything is beautiful. And his neighbors accuse him of selling dope because he's up there. So the song or the hook is like, my neighbors say I'm selling dope. And at the end he goes, motherfucker, I am. So he says the police come and they kick his doors in. They bust down his cars with guns drawn, and saying, where's the drugs at? And he's like, nigga, look at my platinum plaque on the wall. Y'all don't see I'm Jermaine Cole. I'm J. Cole. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? So it's an actual story that actually happened to him. So after that, he said, okay, I'm out of here. I'm moving back to the South Side. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a display of that. So there's a lot of old, and it's not just a then time, it's a current time too. But the mentality is for some of these older white people that there's no way that a black family can afford to be around here. And can not act like
Ignorant.
black or black to what they see. You know, they chilling, you know, they're up there, they're blending in, and she's like, these older white people will do anything to try to fuck with you and throw you off. It's something as simple as coming up to you saying your dog is too big with a taser and a stun gun pointing at you to try to gaslight you so you can react. So they have the law on their side. The police is on their side. If a police officer come with an old white lady and a black man and a black woman, who the fuck you think they're going to take? 20 times out of 20 times. So they try to gaslight us and get us to react and get us to create the situation because they feel that we don't belong. And just like Sis said, this clip is definitely definitely an indication of why we should not vote for Trump. Like, just on the racial aspect, you see how those folks was acting when Trump was in. Like, white people have always had the nerve, but their nerve went like up to here when Trump became office, like, because Trump is an open racist. So they're like, oh, our president is an open racist. We can be open racist. And you saw white people going up. And I know, JoJo, I don't think you were.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand.
It. So I get you, but I'm just trying
Your
to explain.
answer is perfect from not.
Yes.
But I love that you
Yes.
said that. I haven't experienced it. So I love that you said that. Your comment was perfect.
It's
from
perfect. Yes.
You don't know.
Being over here, black men and women over here, you know, it's different for us outside of the history that's happened. Everybody knows the history. Some people don't know the history, but the current things that we still face from the residual effects from the historical events that taken place in America, you know, those effects have not gone away. It's the same shit that we face. And if Trump wins office again, you're going to see racist white people go the fuck up like they did in 2016 through 2020. Like, they went all the way up, and they're going to go up again. You see them out here on the corners with Trump, not memorabilia, but Trump gear. Vote Trump. Vote. I ain't no other president had that. People on every corner. You know, they ain't never supported nobody like that before, where they're selling gear on every corner. These Trump tards are really, really bold, and they want to start a nation of races, of new races, and they want to keep this shit going. So, this is a perfect, like Sis said, perfect thing to tell us we don't want that motherfucker to win because this shit about to get ugly because of shit like this.
It's already bad since his time in office. I don't think we fully recovered because we went into COVID right after, and then people gave him all this credit for everything that happened at the end of his term. But all of that was stuff that really everything he did is, let's just be clear, because I don't think people understand. No, I know people don't understand politics. They don't. Because even the things that they complain about Kamala not doing, it wasn't her job. She can't do those things. The things that they complained about Obama not doing, not his job either. You can't do those things. Did you vote on the positions that could? Because that would be important. But how are you blaming him for things that they couldn't have control over? Whereas we watched this man come in, and everything that somebody before him wanted that they did not like, they went ahead and signed it to make him look like he was some damn white Jesus, and he's not. He didn't do any of the work. This man stands on stage and tells us to our face, oh, I don't know anything about that, and I don't want to know.
Right.
Ethan? Right. Nobody thinks there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have no political background, and you don't want to know as much as you can while you're in office or wanting to go back into office. You feel it's okay to say, I don't know anything about that, and I don't want to. I think that's crazy. And we watched all of the things that happened under his leadership, if you can call it leadership. Who gets kicked off Twitter? Who gets kicked off Twitter? You can do anything you want to on Twitter, damn near. But this man got kicked off. Y'all, it's going to be bad. And the audacity, and she sat there and said, oh, I've been around black people before. So you must have been around some whitewashed ones, or some ones that simply stayed out of your face, went to work every day, came home, maybe didn't have kids, something like that. But did you ever got a weapon in her hand?
Yes.
Or the taser.
Taser is a weapon, right?
Yes. Yeah. Imagine one of us going to some white lady house with a taser in our hand. We gonna get about 50 rounds of bullets in us. That's facts. And
she put in her dog because she hoping that if something happened to her, something also happens to the dog. And you're not only going to jail, you're going to jail. Because if you do something to a pet, you're going to jail. Why you take your dog over there knowing that they have a dog?
Exactly.
It's so many things that was pre-met that part. You playing a whole game. And you really told that man this shit on his property. Okay. Ro, did you want to say something to him before we go to the next clip?
No, because I didn't see the whole thing. It's okay.
Okay.
What up, Ro?
Hi, you guys.
What up, Ro?
Are you here with the shit, huh? Back with the shits. I'm here for it.
I can't with y'all. Oh my gosh. Y'all done got this girl up by her bed. Okay.
roast my girl. Them Nigerians.
Oh, God, I didn't talk shit as bad. Because when my shit came back, I was like, oh, my bad. Hey, cousin. You should just shut the hell up. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the next one. And this is a trigger warning because dude does cry. But I think he has a reason to cry. I laughed, but he cried. Let's watch.
Princess treatment is for princess women, not you aggressive ass gorilla girlfriend ass bitches. Bitch, every time we get into it, you put your motherfucking hands on me. Snow White ain't never did no shit like that. How the fuck you want me to treat you like a princess and you think you a crip, bitch? This bitch says she in her soft girl era. She needs some flowers. Bitch, you just balled your fist up and hit me in the face with it. It ain't nothing soft about that. Bitch, you keep tearing me up like this, you not getting treated like no type of princess. That's on God. Every time I see you, I'm on that. Every time I see you. I ain't crying because you hurt my feelings. I'm crying because I'm on parole and I can't fuck you up like I want to. Don't ask me for no flowers, no dinner dates, no nothing, bitch. You don't even deserve that shit. You don't deserve that shit, bitch. You bullshit to the motherfucker. I hate you. No, I hate you. You got some good pussy. That motherfucker good. Bitch, don't ask me for nothing. All you gonna get is a fade, bitch, from the right hand. And you better not sniff.
Was that real?
I'm confused. Yeah, is that
That's how he
I
feels.
would assume
that
it's
was a
not. I
skit?
would assume it's not.
That has to be a skit or something. Like,
There's gotta be. There's gotta
Not
be a
a
skit for the
yeah.
view.
You want to
Obviously,
be
it's a skit, but let's keep it a buck. Dudes mess with girls all the time that they shouldn't mess with because she got good pussy. The same way y'all say, we leave that man alone. Oh, you dickmatized. Oh, you this. Y'all be stuck too. And that's why he crying like that. And in real life, I have seen men cry over women.
well,
I don't
got
think
me.
there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it, actually.
That wasn't the
I
issue.
dealt with crazy,
Issue.
but I did
Real
deal with
niggas
crazy
I
cry
can't,
pussy.
over
we
me.
can't, I
We
can't,
ain't.
we can't understand. Say it again.
Oh, him or me?
Either one,
Go ahead, Ron.
couldn't
Go ahead,
hear it.
Ron.
Like
Go
y'all was
ahead, Ron.
literally talking
Hey,
mirror to mirror.
we ain't tripping off no tears. You know, niggas cry. That's cool.
That part.
If you don't cry, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Thank you.
the part that get me was this nigga said, "You ball your fist up and put your motherfucking hands on me every time we get into it." Nigga, why is you repeatedly getting into it and getting your ass beat? Nigga, you better get the fuck on. What is you talking
So
about?
it's men
The
out there
fuck?
that really go through the same things as women.
Nigga.
It is. That's why it's a lot of men that's like, when Me Too came out, they were really upset. They were like, what about us? You know, the stuff that we've been through as well. And that's very true. Hey, yeah, that's very true. Men go through that stuff too. Domestic violence don't just go one way. I mean, hell, what was the guy we saw that was set up that he did something to the Caucasian lady, but he didn't really do it. And once they got footage, they saw that she was the aggressor. What was his name?
oh boy, that's Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. So it's other situations. The whole point for me sharing that is that it's women out here doing just as much as men, and it's men that stay. Why are we asking them why they staying? Are we preparing our sons to know that I don't care if you don't hit her back? The bigger thing is don't stay with her. The bigger thing is that could escalate. Like, we've been seeing a lot of stories lately, actually a lot, where the girl has been unaliving the man on social media. I don't understand. Are we preparing our boys?
Well, I know I'm telling my son he ain't messing with no gangbanger. He
Because
talking
she's a
about
crip. That part too, that's when I started crying. Every time you a whole crip. I swear.
Bro, what's wrong with the gangbangers? They need love too.
he
Damn.
not about to be messing with
Listen,
no
that
gangbanging females. Like,
baby, that story has such a different tone for me because it's somebody that I was talking to. And they was like, man, this girl liked me, but I could never like her like that. She whole nigga like me.
Bro, no.
Real life
He
gang
was
banging on it.
like, Bonnie was a girl. She acted like a girl.
No, I can't. You right. You right. That just made me think about something. I was talking to a crib for one time, and I was just like, it really came to a head when she banged on me, like to like come over, nigga. She was just like, nigga. I guess I maybe wasn't answering phone calls or text messages for a minute, so she finally like sent me a voice text, and the shit went something like, "Hey, cuz I'm tired of you avoiding my fucking text messages. Come over here and give me that D, cuz I ain't playing with you on a set." Cuz I was like, she like really banged on me, like banged on me, banged on me. I was like caught her whole hood out and shit, like on a dead homies. Cuz I'm like, wait, what? Oh hell nah! Like I gotta cut. Nah, man, hell, I couldn't
Oh
do it.
man.
That's when I realized, okay, you can't talk to gangsters. You can't do that.
No.
You can't
What did
talk.
dude say? He said, "Every woman ain't a princess. I can't treat you like no princess when
Right.
you're a whole prince. I can't. I cannot."
Now, see, wait. I think
Oh,
that's cap. That's cap too. See, the other side of that is
you
niggas
can't be
always.
banging on no man. I
And
don't care.
I get that, but I'm saying niggas like that be sitting up here acting like they don't be doing shit to make these women react. Stop
That
sitting up here acting like you up here doing this with your nails and watching Sports Center and she just on your head, nigga. You probably did some shit like don't the
Nah,
gaslight acting like women just
I
be crashing
disagree.
out. I don't think
son.
nobody
I
just
disagree,
crashing
bro.
out.
Wait,
That's
let him finish.
unreasonable.
We can't hear.
I don't think,
Sorry,
and
sorry.
I'm sure there are situations where you do got some crazy motherfuckers because I had that happen to me before. But what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, motherfuckers ain't just come up to you crashing out for no reason. It's some bullshit you was doing. She found out you was doing it, and now she crashing out on you. Know, like, oh, this bitch crazy. No, nigga, what did you do to make her do that shit?
And if they are, back to what I said at the top, why are you staying with her?
What? Because you like the picture and you don't know
Well,
the
women
girl.
are told that we choose the bad men and it's our fault because we let them stay in our lives and we chose
We
that.
do.
I mean,
That's true
literally
too.
for that, right. So the same is true for the other side. I have nephews. I
I,
care
I,
what happens to them. I tell them all the time, don't ever let a bitch put her hands on you. I don't give a damn. And you need to leave. Let us handle that. But don't ever let a bitch put her hands on you and don't let her get away with putting her hands on you. That's the other part for me. Don't just let her ride because she's a woman. No. Keep your hands to yourself, fool, because if somebody hits you back, then you're going to be crying. But women can hit just as hard. How is that okay? It's not. You need to leave.
You gotta leave.
yeah, I've actually been through a traumatic experience dealing with a
Tell us.
crazy girl. Jesus Christ, where do I begin?
You brought it up, so tell us.
So we met online, like everybody does these days, and we started talking and everything. Girl calls me, she's like, look, we'll be talking on the phone. I know we planned a date for like next week, but I want to see you right now, man. I like the conversation so much. Like, okay. So we link up, we do the do. And like, oh my God, mind blown, best sex I ever had, whatever it is she
That
was
crazy
saying.
sex be the best, don't it?
Whatever it is she was saying. One day we get into an argument, some stupid argument. We're talking about some shit. She disagreed with something, trying to understand my culture. And I explained to her, no, this is it was some issue. Then another issue happened some other time after about another girl. And I told her, look, this is the life I live. I told you when we met and you were okay with it. Now you're catching feelings and you're like, who's this girl? And I'm like, well, this is what the girl is. But I think what you're really asking me is, what is this girl's position when it comes to me? If that's what you're really asking, then and so I give her an answer that she didn't like my shit. She threw my shit on the floor. She threw rocks out my window. And then she tells me, I'm gonna get my brother on you. He just got out of jail. And such and such.
So she would Compton Crip on you real quick. Okay, no problem.
Hey, bro.
Sends me 25 messages. I don't answer. I was in Houston. She called me 47 times. And she said, I got all day. I ain't got nothing to do. 47
Yes, she
times
did.
in a span of 3 hours, bro. I was in Houston when that happened.
Stop making love to the ones you have no intent on being with forever, bro.
Stop jumping in the bed with people. Y'all wow for that shit. Me and met with somebody go
Yeah,
bananas.
hey, if you out there in the streets tricking, just get yours, bro. Stop trying to do all that be the best type of shit, because then you're gonna find yourself.
Trying to tell y'all out there
That's what
making
she
love when you
said.
should be
I
fucking.
don't, I don't think that was my best
I'll
work,
be out there making
but
love.
she
Y'all
said
be out
it
there
was her. It
cupcakes
was
and shit.
Yeah,
Talking about, oh,
you
you
was
want
out
a
there pulling
serious
all the trick.
relationship? Come here, babe. Oh, hi, honey. Okay.
Yeah, that nigga was
Out
pulling
there
all
I didn't even
cupcakes
think
with
it
her
was my
brain.
best work. I didn't even think it was my best work, but she said it
But
was.
you
So
just
I was
said
like,
it was the best sex ever. So
that's
I
what she said.
Yeah, you didn't go in there effortless. You know what I'm saying? You went in there trying to make an impression, and yeah,
you made
you
an
better,
impression.
you better bring your D- work, or no, probably your C- work. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean? You up here giving A- and B+ work, like of course, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna happen to you. Come on, bro. You
I
slick.
had to clean up. I had to call a cleaning lady for the mess she left behind. It was that bad.
Oh, this was at your place. She did all this stuff.
Oh hell no. And at your
And I was about to say, y'all don't
trip.
get enough of letting these females come to your house when you just meet them.
I don't
That's
understand.
crazy.
Never
Y'all
again.
have sex quick.
Never again. Never again.
Shit.
Never
I learned my
again.
lesson.
I will never do that again.
I learned my lesson.
Well, we hope you learned your lesson, Ron Ron. We don't have faith in you, though. You did it one more time. Tell me a lot
Never
of times
again.
you said no, and I believe you. Until then, nope. We don't have no faith in you. Soft ass. I cannot.
Right.
I don't.
I'm gonna be in jail fucking with y'all. I cannot.
I'm a goody two shoes now. I got saved. I don't want
Set
to go to
your
heaven.
spirit straight.
I don't want to go to heaven and Jesus be like, turn your ass around, nigga.
I
Everybody
really
should be
don't.
past that once you get over 40. You should already have all that out your system.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I got
I
all of
got
it.
it out of my system at 32.
Shit. I got mine
Yeah,
system for sure.
I still got it.
Were you a late starter? I was an early starter.
I was a
I
late start.
started at
So you get extended years.
15.
Oh, then you're not a late starter. You're just a whore. Okay. It's gonna keep getting you in trouble. Next time the cleaning lady not gonna be able to fix it.
Right.
Too
They're
much.
gonna be
It's too much work. I can't do it no more.
Yeah, it was
and
bad.
these days,
It was really bad. It took everything within me. I just could think about jail.
that's
How
what I was
I
about
just
to
did not
say.
want. It
Now
took everything within me to just not handle the situation the way I really wanted to. So, like everybody, pulled out the camera phone, recorded everything, called the police. She left before the police got here. Um, I didn't even know her last name, so on the report, I couldn't even put a last name on it.
you
That's
should
what
have
I'm
been accountable.
saying. You don't
And
even know
that's
a
my
last
fault.
name, but they were in
That's
your
my fault. That's my fault. When girls say, "You don't even know my last name," you just wanna. Now I know why.
Decent.
Because I at least want to have a last name to put on a police report against your last name.
Or to tell
But
your
it seems like
family
y'all
where you
don't talk
are.
about that. Yeah, or y'all don't talk about that when you talking. Like you just
Right.
Right. I ain't never had those
So what
problems.
are these
What you talking?
conversations like go
yeah.
like when men say, or women, but you guys are men, so I'm asking you, we was talking for a while. So, the first time we hooked up, it was like we knew each other. But then when you backtrack, sometimes it's some pieces that was missing, like a last name. And you like, well, what was y'all talking about then?
So in my case, in that case, it was um,
Straight.
I like your picture. You're really handsome. What do you do for a living? You've traveled the world. You must have an exciting life. Were you married before? What do you like to do when you go out? How are you with girls? And the moment you mention, well, I mean, this lifestyle, the idea is it's some sexually devious, swinging, exciting stuff. Ooh, really? I want to be part of that world, especially if she's young, 28, 29. She's never done it before. And so, and then the conversation stays there. It happened a few times, not too many times, but this one that's how.
I guess I'm just nosy because I don't even care if
Me
it was just
too.
all about sex. I'm still nosy. Like, what's your name? What's your last name? Where you
Right.
work? Where you live?
Where your
Like, I'm
parents,
asking all the
right.
questions. How many kids you got? How many baby mamas you got? What? I want to know everything.
Yeah,
Wow. So you
I
talked
guess.
about the lifestyle part and she got over interested in that and distracted. And I'm pretty sure you got engulfed in that too because it was like, oh, I get to tell her something she don't know. Which, by the way, in Atlanta, I was invited to a swingers club. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. I really just remembered that shit.
How you leave that out?
Yeah.
Bitch, I don't know. I told my brain has been all over the place, but I forgot. Yeah, me and my hubby was invited to a swingers. I'll tell you.
Uh,
I'll tell you
we
which
were
one too.
invited to
We can
Dr.
go there if you
P.
want to. Huh?
As I said, I heard about one there called La Trapeze.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta check it out when I go over there.
I
I
heard
gotta
it's nice. Yeah, I heard it's nice.
heard,
We didn't end up
heard
going.
that. I heard that. I heard the run. I gotta take the run. I gotta
We'll
go with
talk
you,
about
Ron.
it on Tuesday. So y'all come back on Tuesday. We'll talk about it on Tuesday. I cannot believe I forgot that. I'm like, I know something else that happened. They didn't insult me or nothing like that. I was just like, mm. Then I was asked, so what you gonna say if somebody walk up to your husband? We'll find that out on Tuesday what I said. Tell me if you think you know what I said in the comments. Not y'all, because y'all know what I said. I said,
Easy work.
you know what I said. So let's get to this. What is it called? He called it, oh, pleasure contract. Jojo, thank you. You're always a perfect segue into the next topic.
Right.
Oh, but your contracts are not completely filled out. We're gonna need to. I'm
Oh,
supposed to be
roll,
talking
please.
to y'all and
Did you
telling
hear,
y'all to
Roll?
stop doing this stuff and not protecting yourself. What if you'd got mad to your point because she's destroying your real hard-earned property and she won't leave? Then you got to try to put her out. You and your side over a woman, they're gonna believe the woman, and she did all that shit. That's what
All my
we
life.
talking
All my
about.
life. I know my size just you just you
That's
just
not
hug
fair.
a woman too. You just and if she's light skinned, you get a light skinned girl, you poke her too hard, they're gonna think you're beating her ass. So
That's all I'm saying. Or
ooh,
somebody like
man.
me that got a big ass bruise on my thigh right now and it's been there for 3 weeks.
Never
Vision.
again. Oh
Shit.
yeah, I'm not doing
Ain't it,
that
Rose?
again.
I had to show Rose. It started out as like a pin. Day two, it just spread and spread and spread. You don't want to do that. 'Cause I
Yeah,
thought I
I'm
was
not
setting up
doing
a
that
kid.
again. I'm not doing that again.
Listen, we
Yeah.
have to get on the vibes of prevention instead of
I'm being for real.
I can't think of the other word I want to use, but preventing shit
Be
before
proactive instead of reactive.
reactive. There we go. So you know what I'm saying? Like all these dudes be having all these women that be crashing out and shit. Like you gotta pick who you mess with, right? Like I had a pretty wild 30s, I should say, and I ain't never had these type of problems where somebody was, you know,
Yeah,
throwing
but
rocks at me and beating my ass. Like it's outside of my relationship when I just started, you know what I'm saying, like experimenting and dating people and experience. Man, I ain't never had them problems because I don't mess with motherfuckers like
I
that.
don't.
Like
Me
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know though. I couldn't tell the sign. I didn't
I
know.
could. I can tell, like seriously, just talking to somebody, like even in during, I ain't never had those problems. I've
I
been out
haven't.
and been around 50, 60, 70 type women over that period
Grateful.
of time, and I ain't never had those type of problems ever, ever. ever.
But I know people that have, so I'm really, really grateful. But I also take my time, and a lot of shit don't impress me. Most things that would impress other people are red flags for me.
Right.
Yeah, Aquarius are a little bit, we move a little bit different. That's why when we're all in, I'm invested because I already did all the work on the front end as best as I can. Even that could come with stuff, but straight off the rip, we not
Yeah,
fixing the house, bro.
I'm
If
not doing
I'm
that
fucking
again.
you,
No,
we
I'm
just
not
fucking.
doing my
Ain't no making love, ain't no cuddling, ain't no kissing, ain't no none of that. Because all of that stuff, you said one thing with your mouth, but you said another thing with your body, which is a soul tie, which is what energy. Energy is much stronger than words because what do we say? I don't go off of nobody's words no more. I go off of actions. So that's what ends up happening. But y'all be safe out there because please don't be crying like him. Now let's listen to this pleasure contract. You could cry, by the way, just not.
Not over that.
Not sorry, sir. Sorry, hurt your feelings. Here we go.
Take economics. Money and sex, those two variables play too big of a role in our relationships. Sex is important, money is important, but they should not be the be all and end all of whether or not the relationship is going to make sense. And if money and sex are dominating the relationship is being ran on a superficial structure because money runs out. How you perform in bed, that will dim over time too. So we cannot be coming together for money and sex because if that's the case, this really isn't a relationship, it's a pleasure contract. And a lot of us in the community have pleasure contracts we call relationships. And the difference between a pleasure contract and a relationship is a relationship requires obligation and accountability. See, when you have a pleasure contract, I sex my queen when I sex her. We go to the movies when we want to go to the movies. We go to the Bahamas when we want to go to the Bahamas. We go to the festival when we want to go to. It's all pleasure based. I see you when you want to see me. You see me when you want to see me. Relationship, I'm accountable to you whether we having fun or not. Relationship, your long-term best interest as a human being is part of my responsibility. A lot of people are calling pleasure contracts and situationships, which is when neither one of you really know what the hell this is. We're calling them relationships and they're not.
So, what do you guys think?
I'm confused. I'm like,
I agree with him on now. This I agree with him. I agree.
Okay, why are you confused, Ramon?
because no one, I don't think nobody, I mean, I won't say no one. Obviously, there are some people that do a little bit of everything, but when I talk about numbers here, the masses of people who are in situationships know that they're in a damn situationship. They know they're in a situationship. There's not a majority of people that are delulu over a situationship. They know what the fuck they doing. Now there's a couple of people here and there that be stuck on stupid in a situationship, think that, but most people know that they're in a situationship. And I think the overall base of what he's saying, like both can be true. Like yes, you have a responsibility in a marriage, or you have an obligation to do X, Y, and Z. But everything requires work over time. Like you yes, money is a part of life, period, let alone a relationship. You need money to survive, not just to do pleasurable things. You need money to literally fucking sleep at night, to literally have a door to close every night. You need money to eat. So yes, you got to have money. Sex is part of a huge part of a relationship. So of course you don't want to base your relationship just based purely off sex, but I just feel like he's trying to downplay certain situations just because people enjoy sex or enjoy money within a relationship. All that can be true at the same time. I think what he's doing is, yes, I agree to a certain extent, but I think he's taking a small amount of people and making it seem like it's a majority of people that got this mentality, but I don't think it is. I think the majority of people have the exact opposite. He's taking the small amount of people and saying, "Oh, this is the huge, bigger problem than it is."
So for me, based on what he said, I agree with him 100% because of factual things too. Not just what we see like happening right now with people not respecting marriage, with people saying Smart ass shit like I wouldn't give up my food stamps for marriage, things like that. The disrespect of marriage is just out of control. But on the other side, the top two reasons for divorce are finances and sex. That means it was a pleasure contract. You're not okay with staying with somebody if these things are not there. And if it's for those things, we see people split up all the time because somebody lost their job or they're not a celebrity anymore or things like that. That happens in regular homes too. If you can't provide for me the same way, a man will sometimes leave because they've had too many kids. Now it's too much on his head. All of those things do happen, and that's finance. With sex, we don't have sex the way we used to anymore. Well, you're not 20 anymore either, and you met when you were 20. So relationships dwindle at the latter years if you don't have a better foundation at the beginning years, is what he was saying. Don't put those two things at the front. That's all he was saying. Yes, they're very important, but don't put them at the front. They shouldn't be the basis of everything. Not if you're going to do the vows, because you say it in your vows,
But
for better or for worse.
You gotta understand, it ain't just like when that stuff is happening, it ain't just somebody's sex is changing. It's a whole bunch of other things, and then that be like, okay, on top of that, like it's like I said, it's probably certain.
But
cases
you wouldn't leave if that wasn't the thing. We have to hold people
I would
accountable.
like to see the numbers on that because I don't think that the majority of people
Look it up.
the sex is
we actually have a conversation.
I think it's a combination of things, and then that's probably at the forefront. But there's a lot of
It's
problems.
people we know that wouldn't have been with the person that they was with or had kids with the person that they have kids with if they didn't have certain things.
Of course, like I said,
yeah.
We have
there's
people
not
out
just
there
to
like
live. We talking about the extra part. The person that wants to go on trips all the time or buy purses or they want, just not to live. Not because live is security, safety, provision. Yeah, we're talking about the superficial part.
What I'm alluding to, yes, I think that's a small group of people, because we're referring women here mostly with the money thing. Men mostly try to impress with the money, but I know a lot of women, and I don't know a lot of women personally that are like that. I know
we're not like that anymore. But think about the climate now. The new ones are.
Yes. Even
we're not.
From like I said, I think there's a group. Yes, there is a group, but women are more independent now. Like it ain't just, you can't just impress no woman with no bag no more. Women got their own bag. Even the young women got their bag. Like you can't.
But you can dick her down.
But they still want men to pay for stuff though.
You can.
But they still want men to pay for stuff though.
Of course, that's
right.
Just how it goes. Like, but they to know that they don't need you for that. You can't woo them. I can take you on this yacht, nigga. I got 2 of them motherfuckers. What? Oh, I could go to Italy, nigga. I just came back from fucking Bali. Like, it ain't like you can't just woo a woman with no money no more. Like, it ain't just that. That's part of it, but it ain't like that no more. Now, like I said, in sex, I think, like I said, I think everyone experienced that at one point where they're just hypnotized by man and woman about a certain person or a certain experience. But that shit even wears. That shit ain't gonna make you last 20 years. Somebody ain't finna just stay solely for no fucking good dick for 20 years. It ain't gonna be that. No. If that was the case, we would have a lot more people. People ain't just staying for that for 20, 30. No, that's not happening. You can't.
But people say for situationships if they benefit.
Which is the same thing.
I said marriages. I didn't say situationships. I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
People acknowledge they're in situationships. People will stay in a situationship. Yes, I agree with that. But he's saying that people are in relationships and marriages posing as if they're in situationships, posing as if they're in relationships and in marriages, which ain't true. Like, people aren't doing that shit. Ain't nobody.
Wait, say it again. People are doing what? Say it one more time.
People are in situationships. And delusional in their mind, thinking that they're in relationships and marriages. Most people who are in situationships acknowledge that they're in a situationship, and they don't.
I don't agree with that either. Listen to JoJo's story he just told. That's why
one person. That's what we're
right. But we're talking to one person. Just go look on social media. Just go look on social media. How do people have this many stories about being with somebody X amount of time and going through all of this stuff that you go through in a marriage, and they going through it and they not even really together, or they're in a regular? Why don't you split up? You have no ties. You can walk away anytime, but you keep going.
Yes, it happens, and this is the same point I'm trying to make about, especially in the Black community. Like we talk about when related to this, we talk about y'all get mad at the police killing us. We need to stop killing each other. Stop making it seem like the majority of our race is gang banging and killing. That is a small portion of us. That is just because it's the most publicized and the most talked about. Everybody don't fucking gang bang. Most niggas go to work. Everybody ain't out in the streets killing. That is just the gang bangers, which is a small percentage of our Black community.
I still don't agree.
Huh?
Don't. It's sad, but I don't. Based on what we see and based on statistics, I don't think it's not a majority.
It is a small percentage. It's a small percentage. It's
it's not. Those are the two highest things for divorce. Of the ones that do, listen, when we talk about statistics, let me regroup everybody because people don't take statistics right either. Of the group that was tested, this is what the results are, right? Of the court system, the information is available. This is what's available. That doesn't mean everybody, but it means there's a huge percentage, and divorce comes straight from the court system. It comes straight from you can't deny those things, and you have to put why you're getting a divorce. You have to put it on there. So if that's out of all the things, if that's the only thing you put,
or dick,
you could put you can put that you're not sexually compatible.
Sure, it's not just that though.
No, you write it in. But either way, those are the two top things. Those are even the two top things you discuss in marriage counseling the most. The reality is the reality. You can take it how you want, but I don't think nothing he's saying is different. Is it everybody? No.
It ain't just one thing. It's that and this and that and that. That may be more important than this, but it's all of that. It ain't just he's bad at sex.
I think it's more than that.
I think what he's describing, if I can, I think what he's describing is he's describing an idea out there that enough people are doing it. They may not be the majority in numbers, but enough people are doing it, and it reflects in the results, the divorce rate, and so on and so forth. I think that's what he's trying to.
That is what he was saying. That's statistics.
Yes. And so in my personal experience, what I've seen, what I've observed is the responsibility and accountability portion of what he said that is true in what I've seen. Relationships and marriages require a lot of that. And the people that I've come across, there isn't a lot of that in the relationship. So when there isn't a lot of that, what's left? The sex and the money. I think that's probably what it is. That's what I've seen. And obviously, because a relationship or a marriage, the way I understood it when I grew up, is such a selfless act, almost like having kids.
Yeah.
It's such a selfless act, and a lot of people are not ready for that. A lot of people are not. And when you're not, but you still want affection, you still want companionship, what's left to do is maximizing all the pleasure, hence the term pleasure contract. That's the way I see it. It might not be money, it might not be sex, it might be movies, it might be a combination of, traveling and so on and so forth. You make me look good because you're tall.
Right.
And handsome.
Whatever it is, if that pleasure
whatever it is, that pleasure.
The marriage.
There we go. There is nothing in that list of benefits that says, well, I sacrificed for you or you sacrificed for me and things don't matter anymore.
Right. That's exactly what he was saying. Ro, were you going to say something?
No, I said it at the beginning. That's why I said I agreed with everything that he said. To me, everything that he said this time was true to me.
Yeah.
Everything that he said is true. And I think it's more situationships out there than it is relationships, and people be in denial about that shit. I think everything he's saying is true.
It's very true, which is why things end so abruptly. And you
and people get married, and it be, to me, some marriages be situationships, and they know that shit, but they just want that title. Yeah, they just want that married title.
Well, they want the benefits. See, that all of this is about pleasure. and wanting the benefits. They're thinking, oh, I'm gonna find me a good man. He gonna do this for me. He gonna do that for me. But you didn't say
A
you want to be
marriage
a wife.
was like
But
that.
you didn't say you want to be a wife. What do you want to give to the marriage? And if when you ask some people that, they legit don't know. Like asking
You
them, well,
don't
what's
have an
this about
answer.
you? Tell me about yourself. We heard it earlier. Those type of conversations are not being had, but you jumping right into bed. Pleasure. You started out with pleasure. You started out with taking this girl on a trip. Why is she on a trip before she earned the right to go on a trip? No, I'm being for real. Stop dropping your money and creating a fantasy pleasure. That's dopamine. That actually is for all of us. If you get a lot of what you want and it's taken away, then you get to see your true feelings. So you probably didn't even experience them at the beginning because it was fun. It kept going. It was feeding this place that you needed. And so you really didn't see the things that you didn't want or that you weren't even doing because it was fun a lot. That's why I think they call it the honeymoon stage and say if you could make it past
Right.
a certain amount of years, then you're supposed to be good. I don't know what those years are now, but it used to be 3 to 5, I think.
Girl, I think
Years?
it's 1 year now.
Honeymoon,
It's probably one
honeymoon
year
phase
now.
is 3 to 5 months. Honeymoon phase
That's what I
nowadays
said. It's
That's why I
probably
said I
years.
don't know what it is now because
3 to 5 months.
some people
3 to 5 months.
like that.
You've upset her one time. She upset you one time. It's done. The
yes,
phone
a wrap.
calls go down. The text messages go down. The sex goes down. You start arguing. Now you don't serve any purpose to anybody anymore. Now you see everything that's wrong instead of looking at everything that's still right. It's 3 to 5 months nowadays. I know this.
So let me ask you this. Back in the day, we talk about our grandparents staying married much longer and all of those things. And yes, while some of it is attached to trauma reasons and survival, there's also the other part of those that weren't in that space, right? So they actually courted um, and they were required to go with somebody. You got to know about each other. You got to know about each other's families. You couldn't do nothing but talk and have appropriate conversation. Do you think that contributes to why they were successful in their marriage? They actually liked each other because they didn't have much back then, so we know it wasn't money or things like
Yeah,
that.
it could be that they got to really know each other because it's different than how it is now. Just think when they was really going out dating each other and courting each other, they couldn't just be on the internet and talk to you like that. You had to either talk to the person on the phone or you would see them in person and really getting to know them. It's different now. You don't have to do all that. I think that's why the marriages, even relationships, fail now because people don't get the time. They don't take the time to get to know each other anymore. It's straight to sex. And then just like JoJo and the girl, if you feeling like the sex is bomb like that, and you doing that on the first date, you ain't even. It ain't no more. Oh, let me get to know you because now y'all on to sex. I
Your
think. I
accessory
think that
contract.
that's why. I think that's why. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say um, decent people are a lot harder to find because really, I think what's going on nowadays, I think Roe said it right. The illusion of option now, it used to be where I live, it would be very difficult for me to find, even though this has happened. My father and my mother are an example of this, where one was living in one area, left for school, went and met his wife in another area, and they met. That was not happening then. Today, I mean, I can fly someone from Orlando,
Right.
I can go to Miami, someone can come to
Accessibility is
me
out
from
of
New
control.
York, where back in the day, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that. So the access, I mean, it's a lot more difficult to find decent people just because of the amount of people, the 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 reach that you're able to get. It used to be the girl serving at the bar could only link up with the plumber in that city. Now that girl is on Instagram. She can be flued out anywhere. Yeah. So I think that's what that is. Decent
You
people
don't think
are
our chemical balance is off?
I don't think nothing has changed. I think technology the only thing has changed. This is the
Right,
truth.
accessibility. So
But
since you have the
but
accessibility,
I think they found different ways to do it though. And they were still doing it. I think what the truth of the matter is, the previous generation, though the older people that stayed in those marriages, and they were definitely fuck marriages. We get older and we figure out a lot of the shit that happened with grandparents and great grandparents, and they end up staying in those situations. And the only difference is now, motherfuckers ain't putting up with bullshit. So the truth of the matter is, men are the same as they were yesterday, the day before, and they're the same today. I can't tell all the women that I know that I care about. 9 out of 10 men are going to fucking cheat. I'm not gonna hold you. 9.5 out of 10 men. You're gonna very rarely find a man that's gonna be 100% faithful to you. The point is, how you gonna deal with it? You gonna be out or you gonna stay? 9 out of 10 men are going to fucking cheat. That's just the truth. And men don't hate me for this, but I don't give a fuck because I care about all the women around me. So if you think I'm hating, I don't give a fuck. But 9 to 10 men are going to cheat, and this has always been the case. Back in the day, they was letting them have them. They was letting them have their side hoes and keeping the family together. Fuck it, go get your side hoes and bring your ass back home. And that's exactly what the fuck they was doing. So that's why I say the access may be different with technology and it may be a little bit easier, but they had ways of doing it. Like I talked to my pops and hear about some of the stories and how the ways they used to get their shit off, and they had their ways. Trust me, they had their ways of getting.
Papa was different. He was in the service, so his accessibility.
I'm talking about. I ain't even talking about no service shit. I'm talking about teenage shit. I'm talking about young man shit. I'm talking about older man shit. Like not just being in the service. Like it was ways to get around and get your shit off if you wanted to get your shit off.
That wasn't really my question. My question was, do you think our brains have changed? Because now we have more accessibility. Even a woman is not the same as she was a couple years ago. And it's not only because we can do things on our own, it's also for me because we see different things. What we can see now is completely different than what we saw then. But there are still some women that do some of that same shit that happened back then. They just don't say it because they're not in a marriage, they're in a situationship, so they can hide it. You don't see it as much because it's not enough people in the same household. Number one, it's different. All of those things factor because life has drastically changed. Accessibility is completely different. Before, some of the things that they didn't let happen is you couldn't move out of your home. You also stayed together because his family would disown him sometimes, and yours might disown you because you bring in shame to the family name. I don't think we have any of those triggers in our brain anymore. That's why I'm asking, do you think the brain has changed? You're not in fear anymore. Before, you at least feared it. Now, you don't fear it. You don't really care.
Yeah, you don't fear shit. Nope. Ain't no fear. There's no fear element. There's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. I think, at the end of the day, especially with niggas, I can't speak for the women, but niggas is gonna be niggas. So it's like, and that includes all men when I say niggas, but men are gonna be men, and and without no fear around, without any accountability, without any tradition stuff, that's gonna be like you're exiled away from the family, or we ain't fucking with you. Without any of that, there's really no holds barred. It's like fuck it now. So that's just gonna allow men to continue to be men. We're at
And
the
now women have joined, huh?
We the head of it though. We the head of it. We can't say
That's
we
why I
the
said
head.
joined.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We can't say we the head and or we supposed to be in charge and all this other stuff and other when it's only convenient. Like we start this shit.
Agreed.
We get our shit together, they get their shit together. So we gotta take accountability fucking first and then they'll follow. Simple as that.
I agree. So I didn't pay the last part of what he said because of course he turned it back around on women.
Lord.
This motherfucker. So you said
doing
that part.
good.
Because I'm
You
like,
got the
you was
women
doing
fucking
good. Right. Just leave it right there. Like you was doing good saying accountability, like saying it shouldn't be money and sex. What's women? Money. What's the sex part? Men. We know you're talking about both. Then you turn around and tell us how to do better. Like we could walk on water and it would not matter. It's not gonna matter if it doesn't matter to that man. And these days, because they are so visual and it's more visuals things out there, they get distracted. They could be completely in love and 2 seconds later, oh, I think it might be better over there. Let me go try it. They don't stay focused. People don't focus no more. I don't understand, especially when it's not fun. They want to move to where it's fun. Y'all heard we had watched the interview of the girl who was talking about when she cheated and dude left her and how she did it for 18 months and she was still smiling. And we was like, you still hyped about that shit. Like you still feel that nigga right now.
Goofy.
Telling you, that's not normal. No woman back in the day would have did that. No woman in my family would do that. Because you're not going to brag about something like that. Not that you're not human, just that you're not going to brag about it, intentionally do it, and do it that long. Girl, you didn't cheat. You was in a whole relationship while you was married.
Right.
Your husband was at home with that baby. You got one of the good ones, and that's what you did. Girl, I'm still mad at you. Anyway. Okay. Anything else you guys want to say? Oh, wait, real quick. I meant to remind you guys, don't ever let somebody that look like this tell you about yourself and how good you're not.
Lord.
Joe Nicholson Robinson III. Don't let him talk about you.
The fuck? Something else.
I don't watch them no more. I don't follow them or nothing, so they don't show up for me. And people not talking about them no more neither. I heard they struggling. So, guess you should have made that last video.
Right.
Talking about all the black bitches and wanting to be a white woman. That kind of put the nail in the coffin. But anyway, any closing remarks for tonight? Ron always goes last because he closed the show. If none, let us know. We can close the show.
You want to go ahead, bro? You got something to say about Nigerians today?
No, I don't got nothing.
I love you, bro. I gotta take you on a jollof rice friend date so we can hash it out.
Okay. I haven't talked about Nigerians in a long time, so I've been doing better since I found out I'm part of them. So
there we go. There we go. You gotta take that bass out your voice a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ron, close the show so I can go to bed.
Oh man, good show. Yeah, see, thank y'all for watching, but want everybody to continue. Continue please doing these goofy shit so we can dissect these videos and have this conversation. This conversation need to be had. It's our only shot at really trying to get things turned around, especially in our community. So everybody continue to watch, listen, and subscribe, and come back next week for part 3, or are we done with this topic?
Part 3.
Part 3. I'll probably continue and round up this topic. Thank y'all for watching. It's the famous homie, and we out.
Good night.
good night.